Yo, did your team do it to again? Did it do it to you again? Did your players do it? Were you in fantasy football and you needed that player to perform? Or maybe they did. Maybe they did perform for you. But hey, come on in. Come talk to us. Join us on the Puddy Pie. Yo, welcome to the Puddy Pie with Mickey and RoRo, week 17. And as always, we are the Puddy Pie Consortium. I am RoRo.
I'm Mickey.
And we're here to analyze week 17 and what we saw. Saw some good things. We saw some not so good things. But we do want to, make sure that everybody likes and subscribes so that we can continue to try to develop this content. But hey, we have to start giving some congratulations to the playoffs teams. A lot of teams clinched this weekend. So we had Bears, Seahawks, we had the 49ers, the Rams, the Packers, and the Eagles. They've all clinched. And we've got one more game in the NFC side between the Panthers and the Buccaneers. And, whoever wins, okay, whatever. Maybe they shouldn't even be in the playoffs, but we need another spot. And then on the AFC side, we've had the Broncos, Patriots, the Jaguars, Texans, Bills, and Chargers are all clinched. And now we have the Steelers playing against the Ravens to determine that last spot. And ditto to what I said about the Panthers and the Buccaneers. But hey, it's that time we're heading towards the playoffs. And as we enter, we want to reflect on some of the good games that were played this week. We had the 49ers beating the Bears and the Jaguars beating the Colts, and that's important for seeding as well. The Lions got eliminated by the Vikings, and then the Texans beat the Chargers, which is, again, could be a seeding thing. And then the darn Ravens beat my Packers again. What is going on up there in Green Bay? I don't know. We're playing a backup, but anyway, that's happened. But then we want to shine the light, shine the light on some good players that had a great performance individually. Derrick Henry, even though he was running up and down Lambeau Field, had a great game. And then we had Bijan Robinson. He had some wiggle to his game on Monday night as they beat the Rams. The Falcons beat the Rams. And then Drake May, who had 5 touchdowns, kind of beating up on the Jets, and they were already on the bus. But he got 5 touchdowns, and you gotta give him some props. And I guess they're saying he might be the MVP. What you think he's MVP?
No. He threw for 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry. And I know you're going to tell me I'd say rookie of the year, and you go, well, he won that last year, and I go, well, maybe he should win it again this year because I don't know any other rookie that's going to get rookie of the year. I don't think it was that great overall this season. I don't think it was that great to be MVP.
He was solid. He was solid.
He was solid, but I think I think there are other players out there.
Yeah. Well, I'd say Matthew Stafford's probably still the front runner with as many touchdowns as he thrown, but he's looked bad the last couple weeks. He's thrown some bad passes. So I mean, let us know who you think the MVP. Put it in the comments, and we'd like to talk about that. That is an interesting conversation, especially the way that Matthew Stafford has finished. So we've given out all of these kind of praises, talked about the games, congratulate people in the playoffs, but that's not what we do here. And we're not negative, but hey, the show is called the Puddy Pie, and we got to give out some Puddy Pies. And so, like the King of Pop said, Mama said, give out some Puddy Pie. Mama said, give out some Puddy Pie. Mama said, give out some Puddy Pie. Yeah, and we're about to give out some Puddy Pies. I got to give one, and this one's going to surprise a lot of people. It is Jared Goff. Yeah, Jared Goff. He's had a great season. I know he could have made the Pro Bowl. He didn't make the Pro Bowl, but he had 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, threw for 4,200 yards. But that does not insulate you from the Puddy Pie because Jared Goff was terrible in week 17 against the Vikings. Hey, I don't know what it is. His addiction to the putty comes when they're in these elimination games. So like last year in the playoffs against Washington, they're big favorites. Like 3 or 4 turnovers and they lost the game. And this week against the Vikings, Goff 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles in a one night stand. Get off. No playoffs for the Lions fan. Get off. Let a man be the man. But is he the man? Get off. Hey, here I am giving him out a putty pie because he was bad. So listen, five sacks to go along with all those 5 turnovers. I don't know. I mean, he's a great player. He's made himself into a great player, so I'm not taking that away from him. But it's always hard to predict with him, especially in these big spotlight games, whether he's going to be Jared off or he gets off very well and goes off, or he'll be Jared awful and he plays terrible. So we have to figure out which one he is. And that's why he's getting the putty pie. When the lights are on, Jared Goff, stay off the putty pies. Stay off the putty pies. He's like the remember the show Friends with Chandler Bing? He's on there. He's this charismatic guy, well put together, good looking. And then the camera comes out. They always try to take a picture of him, and he just start looking goofy. That's Jared Goff. Cameras come on, he start getting goofy. Or I can compare him to you ever been somewhere out and you see a attractive person? They said they're well put together, looking good, whatever, and you walk over to him, you start talking to him, and their breath is humming, humming all these breathy words and long sentences. Hi, how are you doing? That's Jared Goff. I'm like, hey man, you're looking all great. You're on Thursday. You're on Thursday night football. Lions blue shiny helmets looking good. And he was hi. Hey, listen, when the camera's on, before these big games, Jared Goff, stop eating the putty pies. And on these holiday games, stop eating those holiday crumb cakes. You know what? Just brush your teeth, put on a championship smile, and win the game. But man, on Thursday, his breath was humming and they lost 23-10. So I know it's a little nitpicky and he's had a good season, but hey, it had to be said, Jared. You were not going off. You were going awful. That's what I got. That's what I got, Mickey. A little harsh, but that's what I got.
I don't think it was harsh. He was my backup quarterback in my fantasy league. I never played him once. Just kept him there just in case. So, I don't concur with everything, but you're on point. I think there were a lot of good games. I agree with you, but it never fails. The closer you get to those playoff games, and talent shows up. Talent, you're like, damn, where have you been? Why has he been sitting on the bench, right? And you're just like, wow, this team's looking good. Why weren't you looking that week 3 when your team lost me my game, right? But I'm gonna go with somebody that I just can't. I read some stats about these Raiders this week, and because I couldn't believe they were that bad, I just couldn't believe. But hey, found out the Raider fans have labeled Geno Smith the Tank Commander, right? The Tank Commander after 10 consecutive losses. They're cheering him. They were cheering him on to get that first pick in the draft. Well, they've been successful. They got 14 losses now. So congratulations, Raiders. I know it was hard to lose again, 14 games. You just got to do it one more time against Chiefs, and you are headed right to that 2026 draft. But think Gino will be happy to go back to being a backup quarterback for the 5th time? Because, you got to remember, he was with the Jets. They moved him to backup. Giants, Chargers, Seahawks. Always played with interceptions, injuries. And if you notice, he gets boo-boos and goes, I'm out. I can't play. He does. He does. And in that Nicolas Cage movie where he was an alcoholic and he went to Vegas to die, I think Gino is in that mindset. In his recent statement, he plans on being with the Raiders next year. That's it. I'm a Raider. I'm going there. So is he prepared to be the backup quarterback again to Mendoza? I don't know. All I know, Sheryl Crow leaving Las Vegas has been rambling in my mind. And in her song, she said, waiting on your ship to come in with a losing hand. No joker, no jack, no kings can make these Raiders win a ring.
Well,
I know, it's true. But what are the Raiders going to do with all these other putty pie eating players? They got players on the O-line that need to go. They got the defense. I mean, they do have some young players, tight ends. They'll good little running back out there. I don't know. They don't know what to do with them, though. But I think maybe, just maybe, they go to the NFL team. Owners all get together. And I think the Raiders owner trades for that number 1 pick for a coach. He goes, "Hey, I need your coach, your offensive coach. He's pretty good. Can I have him and maybe this receiver and maybe your D-back over here, you know, and you can have the
Right.
number 1."
Yeah.
Maybe. Because,
That's yeah.
Pete Carroll, he's just sitting there whining all the time in his we haven't found a way to win. We haven't found a way to win. Pete, stop eating those putty pies. Just stop
Puddy Pie.
eating them and retire. Grab your luggage. Get on that bus. It'll drop you off in Florida. I promise. I promise.
Say he's leaving Las Vegas for good.
Yeah, Pete's going, but Gino's staying, according to him.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's wait to see. We got one more week to see, and then we're gonna have a Black Monday, as they call it, and we're gonna find out what coaches are gonna be around, who's gonna be around.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs will rally together to find a win at the end of their season
Yeah.
because
True.
Pete don't know
So
how to win.
that will be interesting. That would be interesting. But hey, that's week 17. It's starting to get nitty gritty. Like Sarah pushing towards the playoffs. Every performance is important. We're being hypercritical, but we have to be. It's that time. As we get through the regular season, we have one more week and then we're into the playoffs. So we're going to start digging a little bit deeper on some of our analysis. So hopefully you'll tune in for our playoff editions of the Puddy Pie. But also, while we are on week 17, wanted to congratulate folks that won their fantasy football championship. Fortunately, I did not win mine. That's 3 seasons in a row. Been to the championships 5 seasons in a row, so I gotta pat myself a little bit on the back. But I've been eating some putty pies. I've been eating some putty pies for 3 years, but we'll be back. And I guess the Beast, congratulations. You know who you are in our league. But I hope everyone had a good time with fantasy football and are still enjoying the putty pie. We're getting critical, and Mickey says I'm getting a little, rough on folks. But hey, it's a long season, and I got a lot of thoughts. So we'll see you for week 18. Thanks for joining week 17. See you week 18. Again, I'm RoRo. That's Mickey. We'll be back to talk more football on the Putty Pie. See you next week. Thanks. Peace.